Hi team, how are you? Excuse us for being a couple of minutes late. We were just moving out of the brand partner orientation session and we're setting up for our new session. So we have an exciting session tonight, a brand partner destination director or the brand partner program. We're talking about the sharing program. So for those that don't know me, my name is Chris Boon.
And I'm Andrea Phillips.
And we're part of the dream team. And we're here in New Zealand, Christchurch, New Zealand. Vanessa often will run these sessions. Excuse me. They run these sessions, but they are right now in Mexico, sound asleep. They've just been to Utah, where they as a two it was a two-star executive and above, and or two-star executive. They went in. Steve and Gina Merritt were there. They went to Steve and Gina Merritt's place, got round all the leaders, got round the corporate, and they've come back with just a fountain of information. And they'll start sharing that over the next few weeks. It's really exciting stuff. So, but they've asked us just to share and give a little bit of a taster and to get the ball rolling. So I'm going to ask for, it's a little bit of input as we go through in the next probably about 30 minutes, run through a little bit about what we're doing. And then I'm going to ask for a couple of volunteers to tell us how you would tell your story in 2 minutes, because we're going to become the 2 minute team, if you like. Because what they've found in the States, getting around the leaders, it's about sharing the story. Very quickly sharing the story. We're going to run through a little bit of a format about that and that's the intro. That's what's grabbing people. That's what's capturing people. And so we're going to teach this out a little bit as we go through. And because we're brand partners here, we have. I think it's just important to understand, if you're new on here, that we have three pathways. We have what we call the patches. So those are people that just want a patch. They're probably our preferred customers, or they might be a brand partner that really doesn't want to build a business. They don't really want to refer it on, or they might want to refer it on, but it's more around the patching. And we'll have business owners do that. We'll have salons, we'll have beauty clinics, we'll have medical facilities recommending it on. I'm going to talk a little bit about that as we go through, but it might just be a customer focused, product focused patching. So those sessions we run. We have the Dream Team community. I'm going to jump into that in just a moment, just to run you through that, or we are. And then we've got the sharing community, which is the brand partners. This is this pathway, if you like. And as people just want to build a business sort of at a pace, their own pace, their own life wave journey. And then we have the premium team, and those are the lunatics that want to run hard, want to be accountable, and really so they want to sort of, we're talking about sort of hitting that through in 90 odd days type thing. So, but there is a different energy around each one of those. People that just want to understand about the patches or want to build in the brand partner program probably don't want the heat, if you like, or the accountability of the premium team. Personally, I love that. That's where I live. That's where Andrew loves living. But if we start talking about that into the patching community, well, we just turn people off, and vice versa. We just only talk patches to people that want to run hard and build a business. We risk turning those people off. So Andrew and Vanessa came up with the idea of, let's separate it out into the different pathways, and allows everyone to build their business, which is brilliant. So really, I think one of the things too that we're very aware of, that as you build your business, probably 80% of people are going to be in the sharing or patching pathway. And that's where the bulk of your volume going to come from. You'll have a small group of people that'll run hard, that want to build a business. But it is people that just want to enjoy the product, they also the health benefits, and they want to just build a business at their own pace. That's going to be 85% of the people. So that's what this session's about. And look, wherever you might be in your business, excuse me, I've got a couple of screens up at the moment, so I look away. I'm not being rude. I'm actually not checking my emails. You see that when you're doing a presentation, someone's looking away. Are they paying attention? Or are they checking their emails? Well, I'm definitely not checking my emails. I've got another screen up here. I've got a third screen. And we've got four screens here, actually. I'd love to show you our new setup. We won't do that tonight, but we have set up a part in our office. We've got a desk that rise up and down. We've got lights everywhere. So hopefully we're bringing the light under the light. So that was corny, yes.
Yeah, it was.
That's a dad joke, all right?
Yeah.
So no more dad jokes. Now, where was I? I can't remember where I was. But look, wherever you might be just right now, you might be really fired up, running, ready to go. You might have been in for a little while, you just sort of plateaued a little bit. But look, it can be a really good time to reset. And we can use this meeting to reset. We can use the day to reset. You could reset when you come to level up, but you don't wait till then because you want to be ranking before you get to level up. Look, we fully understand that life gets in the way at times and priorities, and we've had that. We had a major sale of one of our businesses, and that was a massive distraction. But that's okay because then we just reset when we come out of that. So wherever you are, I just encourage you to look at this as perhaps a reset, this new process. And what Andrew and Vanessa found with their getting around the leaders, every single one of them, including Steve and Gina, lead with their story. I think too many people get into leading with the technology. Now, we are going to talk about stem cells. We are going to touch on it. But people spend the bulk of their introductory meeting with somebody talking about the X39, talking about the technology. Now, you're going to probably lose 90% of people at that point. And so the bigger the leaders, you got the Steve and Jenners, there's a whole raft of them. They are leading with their story. So Steve talks about the technology a little bit when I say leads with the story, but his opening line really is because we sort of understand Steve Merritt to be all about business, all about business opportunity, and he always shares the opportunity with the technology. But he still says his opening line is, "What do you know about stem cells?" And then, and it can be very simple from there. Stem cells are in every part of your body. They're your healing mechanism. They just heal your body. But the problem is, as we age, they turn off. They go to sleep. It's part of the aging process. By the time you're 30, 50% are dormant. They're there, but they're dormant. 60%, by the time we're 60, 90% are dormant. Nobody tells us about that. And then he would point to the technology, point to the patch, and say this reactivate using your body's own light reactivates your dormant stem cells. And then he would race straight into his story. But the opening line that Andrew and Vanessa found talking to all the different leaders over there was a very common theme. And that common theme was, do you value your health? Or do you have a focus on your health currently? Or do you have a current health focus? That is typically the opening line, because if somebody says no to that, that probably is the end of the discussion. Because if someone doesn't have a focus on their health, or they currently don't have a focus on their health, they're not going to be interested in hearing your story. And that's sort of where we can tick people off because, we try and force information on them, they've zoned out. So if someone can't answer that straight away, as I said, that's probably the end of the discussion. You're going to talk about the weather or the rugby or cricket or whatever it is you're talking about. And one of the things that I have been, really, really come to understand just in the last month or so, I mean, you sort of know this, but when you can put words to it or, a phrase to it, is that we're looking for two types of people. We're looking for people that have a health outcome that they want to achieve, but there's a proviso. The proviso is, and they're prepared to pay for it. I mean, I hardly know a person that I meet. Well, probably that's not fair, but it's very rare you meet somebody and you get into a discussion and there isn't something come up about their health, about how they're feeling, especially if they're associates and colleagues or friends. Something usually comes up about their health. What I've found in my time in the Lifeway business is there's a lot of people that complain a lot about their health issues, but they're not prepared to pay for it. No. It's like, well, here's an answer. What does it cost? Yes. Oh, okay. But is there a free one over there? It's like Andrea had a friend, and ladies are sitting around. One was a medical person, a couple of ladies, and the conversation came up and said, "Now, what are you taking for menopause?" Yeah, and Andrea said,
The patch.
"The patch, X39." "Oh, what are you?" And she turned to the medical person, who's really funny because it happened to be my physio, Andrew's best mate, my physio for 12 months that I used to see twice a week. Still can't get around the patches, yet I haven't seen her for now well over 12, 13 months. So, because when I started using the patch, she showed me where to put it. And I've never been back to see her since. I haven't needed to. But that's funny. So anyway, she said, turns to the friend, says, "But you're on HRT." And the friend says,
Yeah, I am. And so she said, "Oh, but that only costs you, I don't know, $5 or whatever it is a month." And she said, "Yeah,
"Yeah, I'll take that because it's cheap."
yeah,
So she doesn't fit into that category. She does have a health challenge or a health outcome she wants to achieve, but she's not prepared to pay for it.
no,
That's fine. You try and force that on them, you just tick them off. And the other thing is, with network marketing, it is such a great business model. It is one of the most successful business models on the globe, on the planet. And it's interesting, people laugh and snigger at it, but it still happens to be one of the most successful business models on the planet. It's a type of franchising. But the beauty of it, and this is what I love about it, anybody can get in. And it doesn't discriminate against people. It doesn't discriminate against age. Well, maybe you have to be over 18, but after that, it doesn't discriminate against age, race, ethnicity, education, gender. It just doesn't matter. If somebody has a dream and goal or a passion inside of them that they want to achieve in their life, but their current job, occupation, vocation doesn't allow them to achieve, here is a business vehicle for it. So the second type of person you're looking for, so you're looking for someone that has a health challenge or a health outcome they want to achieve, or they're looking for, they've got a dream or a goal, vision inside of them that they can't currently achieve with their current situation. Here is a vehicle to allow them to do it. Now, that is not everybody. So, guys, please don't beat yourself up. If you go and talk to 10 people and they all say no, don't beat yourself up if your best friend or the person you knew should be doing this or who needs this says no to you, because they don't fit into that category. They're either not looking or they're not prepared to pay for their health outcome. So that's okay. Just move on. And I've said this so many times in my trainings. If I said to everyone on here right now, if I can get you a mortgage tomorrow, who wants one? There might be half a dozen of you on here going, yeah, yeah, yeah. The other 24 or 20, the other 30 odd people will be, well, I don't actually need a mortgage right now. I'm not actually looking. Maybe in a year or two's time or 5 years' time, I might be looking. So you wouldn't take that as an offense. Or even if I said to everybody on here tonight, who wants a cup of coffee right now? Now, it's getting late at night. It's 8, or I don't know what it is. What's in New Zealand? It's after 7. So I'm probably not going to have a coffee. I love coffee. I have my 2 coffees a day. I'm a coffee snob. It has to be the best coffee. And because they're my only 2 and I really want to enjoy them. But I don't want one right now. And so that doesn't change coffee. And so same here. So look, I just really want to set that premises up. But what we're going to challenge you to do tonight.
But before we do that,
yes,
I think we all need to raise our hands, raise our glass if we had a glass, to cheers to Annie, who has become a 2-star director today. So Annie, congratulations.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So
well done, Annie.
that is so good. Do you want to come off and off mute and say a couple of words?
Hi guys, thank you.
Hey Annie.
Yeah, just got to keep the rank
Just
for
on mute at the
4 weeks.
moment. There you are.
Hi
now?
guys, thank you. Just got to
Can't
keep.
hear you for some reason. We can see
What
you.
about now?
Lovely face.
What about now? No.
Just can't hear you, Annie. Hey, look, this is Annie, everybody. Anybody that doesn't know Annie, Annie's in Taiwan, isn't it? You're in Taiwan?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she
in Taiwan.
is a bundle of fire. She just goes to every conference, every function. You can't. She's a patching machine, basically, a patching ninja. So 2-star director is a significant goal. And hey, Annie, just really want to really
Yeah.
want to congratulate you.
Just got
Well done,
to
Annie.
keep the rank
Celebrate you.
for
We'll have
4
a drink in
weeks.
Orlando.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't hear you. You're off mute. Oh, hang on. Is that? Yes, we can. Annie, sorry, we can. I had you on mute. My humble apologies. All right, let's go back. Annie, do you want to just share? Sorry about that. That's a bit rank.
Thank you. Yeah, just got to keep holding the rank for 4 weeks so I can get that backpack. and just keep planting seeds. Like, you just got to love on your friends and family. And one random friend just said, "Oh yeah, I need those patches for my wife," and that was from 2 months ago. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." So I put him in as a PC plus to boost my points, and then hence, yeah.
It's going up. Well done.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, it is
Thank you.
strategic. But look, we just want to honour you because you attend everything. You know, you go to every conference, you know, so, and we're looking forward to seeing you down in New Zealand at Level Up. So
The thing with Annie is she's consistent,
she is consistent.
very consistent, and
Yeah.
and you've got to be that, don't you, Annie? You've just got to be consistent, you know. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well done, Annie.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Now I've got my unmute off now. Okay. So what we're going to challenge you with to do now is, and we're going to ask for a couple of volunteers in a few minutes, not right now, but in a few minutes, to give us your 2-minute opener. It's your story. It doesn't have to be the words you use to open the meeting, but get your story down to 2 minutes. Now,
So can I challenge you to get your story done in 2
oh
minutes?
yeah. Well, I've got to practice that one. No, I can. But you know, it just depends who I'm talking to, obviously. But that's when you're in front of somebody. I mean, typically what I'm going to say, look, I haven't felt this good for 20 years. You know, I'm lifting weights I was lifting 20 years ago. I recover quicker in the gym. I had a tear in my shoulder that I couldn't get on top of for 2.5 years. Started wearing the patches because I just thought it would be good for my general health and well-being, and not expecting it to have a result on my shoulder. But yet 5 weeks in, I went and had my first pain-free workout in 2.5 years. That was after seeing a physio twice a week and an osteopath once a month. Came running into Andrea, all excited. And so, but what I've found is as I've continued using the patches, just my whole well-being has improved over time. So that would be under 2 minutes, but very simple. And then leading in, and we're going to just give you a wee bit of a process flow to follow in a minute. So what is the benefit in my life? You know, it just, you know, again, well, that probably is. I haven't felt this good. You know, I sleep better. I don't have the pain, the aches and pains. I recover better in you know, from the gym. Even my hair started to get its color back. So, look, you know, do you know anybody that could benefit from such a technology? And we're going to talk about that, you know, as we go through. And look, guys, this is really important too. Your story doesn't have to be dramatic. You know, because sometimes the dramatic ones, you know, freak people out. It's just so long, you know, the story is, look, I had no benefit for 3 or 4 months. But I trusted the technology. I trusted it was working on the inside. And now I'm starting to see some benefit. So sometimes the actual, you know, just don't have to have a massively life-changing story. But if you don't have any stories at the moment, start borrowing some other people's stories. I mean, one of the things Andrew and I always say to people is, look, get it out on other people, because you might take a month or you might take 3 months before you see the results. We've got some really good buddies of ours that took them 5 months. You know, one was arthritis in her fingers. And another one was neuropathy in his feet. One was 5.5 months. One was 6 months. So if you're waiting for that result, your belief might drop in the meantime. But when you get it out to other people, you see the results in other people. And that is exciting. Be intentional with your words. And what we're going to challenge you to do fairly soon too is just write down some key points and how many days, and just write down a goal. How many times a day are you going to share your story? And that's really what you're looking to do. We're going to ask you to maybe go onto the Stories of Light, onto the WhatsApp, and write your story briefly. So it doesn't have to be, with the War and Peace, that's show my age, but it doesn't have to be a massive big story, but just briefly, succinctly write your story in stories of light, and then make a video of yourself and put it on Stories of Light, because that's a closed group. You have to apply to get into that group. It's not going to be shared around the globe. It is our internal sharing, and that helps people with their belief. And get on Stories of Life. And look, and if you come upon someone as we're going, that you're talking to, and they don't care about their health, they're not the right person to talk to. If they don't have a sparkle in their eye, they don't have a positive attitude, probably not the person that you want to continue with. I don't mind questions. In fact, I love questions from people because it shows their intent. Don't get freaked out if people. So I guess what I'm always looking for is this person just saying this to be negative, to find an excuse to walk away, or are they actually asking questions to find out? And you'll find that some of the biggest leaders in this whole organization or any business will always ask questions because they want to understand. So questions are a good thing, not a bad thing. You wanted questions. You also want some objections because it gives you a chance to open up. But it's just identifying, is this person really interested and they're asking to find out, or are they just negative? We don't want negative people. Okay, so in here, where is this, Andrew? So this is X39.
So this is in the x39.dreamteam.community.
Yeah. So in there,
it'll probably be on CoLab as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And is this where the David Smith one is, just in here?
The top one.
The top one. So look, I'm listening to Andrea going through this as she was preparing for her talk, on the brand partner orientation. And I'm going, I can't believe I haven't heard that. It's just, so if we go into that, here we go.
Yeah, today we're going to focus on the X39, but each patch has different materials in it that reflect different wavelengths of light. These will again stimulate the surface of the skin, and this stimulates the nerves. So when we're stimulating the nerves, we can then send a signal through the body that will produce a very specific biochemical change. So,
all right, so I'm not going to go through that because that's part of your research, that's part of your study. So if you ever want to learn more, that's a 12-minute one. That's just module one. That's lesson one, module one. So Vanessa and Andrew put this together. It's all there. If you want to understand the technology, jump on there and go and research it. Have a look in the Dream Team patching. Now, I know who's seen the doctors recently, the doctors panel. That just blew me away. What they're sharing in there is phenomenal. And if you can get that sort of message out to people, certainly practitioners and sometimes people that just need that little bit to get them across the line, but actually understanding that. I mean, the very first, I think it was Dr. David Jane, I think his name's 30-year, he's a family practitioner, he's a GP, medical doctor. He said, I've never seen anything like this. He said, you can't compare it with anything because there is nothing to compare it with. There's nothing out there that exists like that. He's talking about just using the infrared body's own light, its own energy to heal itself. And he really gets into that. And Scott and Renita, they're really good at in the interview. And they start talking about, they spent $30,000 on red light therapy on a bed to try and get the red light to get the stimulating effects. Whereas here, David Smith's genius is it just reflects your own back. It's only light. And that's what I keep saying to people. This is only light. Stop trying to overcomplicate this. Instead of going out in the sun, getting vitamin D, which elevates you're going in the sun, which elevates the vitamin D, which is already in our body. We're just using the body's own light, its own energy, keeping it, reflecting it back to elevate the GHK, which then is known to elevate or wake up those dormant stem cells. It's a very simple story. The other one, I think, was Rachel, Dr. Rachel, I forget her surname. That was really good. Where she said she's an anaesthetist, again, 20, 30 years as an anaesthetist. And she said she got out of the medical world because she didn't like the way the medical world was going. And she wanted to look for natural ways. And as she said, she used to see the operations and what was going on and the interventions, and she didn't want to be one of those patients. So she wanted to heal herself. But she talked about in there, she talked about all the biochemical reactions going on in our body at a cellular level, and there's trillions of them going on. And people are out there, they're looking for this elixir of life. They're taking peptides, they're swallowing peptides, they're injecting peptides, they're taking different things that are artificially causing a change in the body. And as she says, and we know this, but it's so good to hear her say it, because you can say this with conviction to people. It's just harnessing your own energy, your own light, going back, so you're not upsetting that delicate balance in the body. And the other thing she said in all her studies, she'd never been in medical studies and going through medical school. They don't teach you the body can heal itself. They teach you how to fix the body with drugs. And that's the teaching. They don't actually say, hey, the body can heal itself. So they're good. There's a cardiologist in there. There's a guy talking about why double-blind placebos, yeah, double-blind, yeah, placebo, all the different tests. Actually, I know it's out in the sleep, but I've just forgotten at the moment. Yeah, double-blind placebo tests. That they can be very inaccurate. He talks about why testimonials are so good from medical. So he's 40 years in a medical practice. But oh, hang on, what happened there?
No, you got no one there.
Hang on, where did I go? Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. Hang on, that's a script. There we go. All right. Yep. Operator area, I think. But when you scroll down, so if you're sending someone to this is at info, if you go right down the bottom now, they have those doctors down here. And we're talking about, where is it? I think is it right down? Now, one of the things that Joe Navarro said last week on his opportunity meeting, this Biotech Breakthrough Award, it's a scientific award. It's not a network marketing. It's not a direct sales award. It's not a LifeWave award. It is a global scientific award for stem cell innovation. So it must be in here. I was looking at it today. Oh, here we go. So if you click into here, for example, so 40 years, this is Dr. Jeff Nelson. Now, I won't play it, but so he's talking about, the different studies, the different tests. We're talking about, what's this one here? We've got the vascular surgeon. There, Dr. Rachel Morris. That is fantastic. If you haven't heard that, jump on there and hear that. So these are sound bites. These are clips of that hour-long presentation. But now you're sending people to there. Tell them to go down. If you're unsure, you want to hear what doctors are saying, it's all there. So all the information is there. All right. So we're talking about wear, care, and share. Sharing your story of light. Now, this is going to be in the Dream Team. It's in the WhatsApp. So it's in your current WhatsApp, brand partner destination director. It's in the premium team WhatsApp. So you can download this, just save it as a PDF to your computer and really start using and learning this. So this is one model for our sharing community, both for brand partners learning how to share and for PC Plus partners, Refer Customers Plus, who love to refer others and earn some money. So our mission really, and this is a Dream Team document here, our mission is simple: bring hope, share light, elevate quality of life.
Good mission. Really good mission.
And I mean, we have a mission, Andrea and I, is to help people live long, healthy, pain-free lives. That's that's our sort of mission statement for what we do in this business. You have your own, you can borrow ours, you can use the one there that Vanessa is using at the top. But when we're talking about wear, it's experiencing it yourself. So wear the patches every day, be consistent. That's the key. There's so much the key. But the other thing is really make sure you are hydrated, because if you're not hydrated, the stem cells can't do their thing. And use electrolytes. That supercharges the stem cells, because if you drink a lot of water, you can drink four liters of water, but if you don't have electrolytes, it's going to pass right through you. You want the water to get into the cells so that they can do their thing. Be consistent, experience the difference. Your personal experience is your greatest asset. And I think, we haven't done that enough. I know I haven't done that. Well, I've probably been doing that a little bit more the last few months, but haven't done that enough from day one. Lead your conversation with curiosity. I mean, show genuine interest. Have you ever been on the other end of a conversation with Vanessa Hoyes? Does she not zone everything else, zone in, and you become in her? When you're engaging with her, nothing else matters. She is so interested in you, so curious, and you really feel appreciated. So listen first. Ask good questions. Questions are the answers. Don't be afraid to ask questions. The greatest salespeople in the world ask questions. Greatest communicators ask questions and they listen. Don't be the person that just ignores it off, because even if this is a little tip that I used to teach my guys in insurance, even if you know the question halfway through and you know the answer, and you're going to be right, because you've heard that same question 100 times or 1,000 times, don't cut them off. Because people not only want to be heard, they want to feel they've been heard. So even though you've answered the question, oh yeah, and I knew where she was going with the question, or he was going, and I answered it, you've just cut them off and they won't feel heard, they won't feel respected. So get the question, let the answer come out. People before product. So share your story simply. Your story opens the doors. Keep it short, authentic. It's not about promises, because a personal story is it's what it's done for you. You're not promising it's going to take away whatever pain. It's about improving the quality of life, and end by inviting a conversation, not pressure. So if we come down here, there's a few questions in the flow chart. I'm curious, are you someone who values your health? Well, that's a yes, no, or not really. Oh, no, yes, I'd like to. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, I'd like to. I probably don't do it well enough. If they say, yes, I do, keep the conversation going. If I'd like to, keep the conversation going. If they say, no, not really. It's like, move on. It's just really because you are wasting your breath. You really are. What do you know about stem cells? A lot, nothing. Why? Keep it simple. I just say to people, stem cells made us. And we're born with stem cells, and they are there to heal our body. If you see a young child, for example, and when we're young, we have all our stem cells, and they're there to heal us, but also help us grow. You see a young child, they cut themselves, bruise themselves, almost heal before your eyes. That's stem cells. But as we get older, that turns off. They go dormant because I guess our body feels it doesn't need them anymore. That's why by 30, 50%, 60, 10%, that's why we age so much faster, seem to age so much faster, but heal so much slower. That's about it. That's as far as I go with that sort of story. Because otherwise, you'll lose them. And then they want to hear your 2-minute story. So before my friend shared this technology with me, I was experiencing shoulder pain. I could not get on top of it. I was feeling tired. I've been working out really hard. So I'm trying to keep up with my 26-year-old son, and it would take me 2 or 3 days to recover. That's what I'm experiencing. So that was my life before. I really found it difficult to recover. I couldn't even sleep at night. My arm was so sore. It referred down to my elbow. Then a friend of mine, Ross, introduced me to a patch that he'd used to heal his body. He got all his energy back. Psoriasis had gone, and psoriatic arthritis had started to leave his body, and he started to get his mobility about. So he cared enough to put me, he didn't really know what it was. He put me in front of his wife, Linda, and Ross are our wonderful sponsors. I began to notice after a couple of weeks that my energy, I just felt a little bit clearer in my thinking. Nothing major, but I just felt a little bit more alert, a little bit clearer. But then bang, 5 weeks in, I'm going into the gym and I'm gingerly doing a warm-up and there was no pain. And I thought, wow, because I couldn't even lift my arm before. And could I do a few exercises, 1 kg, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keeping it very, see, I can talk about a lot of other stuff, but that's probably enough. But now I can. Now I find I've got the energy. We've got a 7-acre property. I go around, where I used to, I'd be bending down, picking up leaves, branches, chainsawing, and then for the next 2 or 3 days, my back was really sore. I don't find that anymore. I recover quicker in the gym. I don't have that pain. I think clearly. I sleep better. So there's a story, and so the quality of my life is significantly Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to read because I've got that behind my screen because I've raised this up so you're not looking up my nostrils. So I've got it behind. That's why I'm jumping out. Sorry. But do you know anybody this could help or bring hope to? Now, ideally, they'll say, yeah, me. So that's a really good flow. And I'm going to ask for a couple of volunteers in a moment. What to say next? Is there anything health related that you're currently focused on? Or is there someone comes to mind as you hear my story? I'll send you a 5-minute overview. Would you be open to taking a look, then reconnecting to answer any questions you may have? We can send them a short video. We can send them to this is it info. We can send them to the, there'll be a number of things. We've just got so many tools right now that we can share. I mean, if you were looking at that, you'd share one of the perhaps a story of life. Well, you'd share your own story ideally, but you'd share one of the X39 videos that are on This Is It Info or that are sitting in the Dream Team. So because now we're just talking about product, if they're looking for business, you're going to send them to This Is It Info, and then that's always an excuse to circle back and answer any questions. So remember, share your experience, not medical advice. We're not doctors. And we will get in trouble. Lifeway will get into trouble. We try that because we're not, and people, but be passionate with your words. I mean, I had someone the other day say, oh, look, I'm feeling this, but maybe it's just a bit of coincidence we're in the patch. I said, it's not a coincidence. It is the patch. Because it is, it's listen well, let curiosity lead. And if you get on some of these calls with Vanessa, she's the master of curiosity. It's not about promises. People connect with authenticity, not information. Your story will be the light someone else needs today. So that's just in there. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do, have I got a couple of volunteers? I will come off. I'll come off that so we can see. Yeah, I'll come off that because I want to see your face. They want to just because I'm going to pick some people if you don't volunteer. So you might as well volunteer. There we go. So if we got somebody that wants to volunteer to give us their story in 2 minutes, maybe we start off with a couple of guys that are people that have done it a few times, so that they don't, they're a little bit more practice. 2 minutes, and we're cutting you off. We're pulling the plug. Come on.
Don't be shy.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Thanks, mate. I was actually going to grab you first if you didn't. I was just about to press unmute. You're in it, Dr. Anton. Listen, mate, 2 minutes. Let's hear your story.
Yeah, so this is my story. So, I was introduced to these patches, and to be honest, I didn't have any specific health issues. I keep pretty healthy, but I do have. I'm a chiropractor, but even so, I'm just really interested in my own health and wellness and prevention. And I had no real expectations about these patches, so I was just curious to see what happened. And what was really interesting was the first thing I noticed was just my mental clarity, like my ability to concentrate when I was working, significantly improved. And I hadn't realized that it wasn't that good before. So it's like you don't realize something's like only okay until it gets better. And then my sleep started to improve after a few weeks, and along with that, very lucid dreaming, which actually hasn't stopped. So I've been on the patches 13 months, and what's really interesting, and I'd really encourage sort of having that longer term point of view, is things just keep changing over time. After 4 months, I had a skin tag fall off my eyelid, which had been bugging me, just dropped off, and it looks fine now. And then I started to notice just like my strength at the gym and with yoga and recovery time. So I just had more energy and actually had more power and strength just in a nice sort of calm sort of way. And then after 12 months, it's now 13 months. It was a whole year down the track before I realized, looking back, I haven't had a cold sore since I started on the patches. And I mean, that's reflected in my immune system generally with, I don't get sick particularly anyway, but I realized, oh, that's actually a real positive sign about my immune system. So for me, it was just all these little wellness things that have crept in. For other people, it's other things, but I just love the health and well-being that it provides me.
Well done.
Beautiful. And so then I think what I'll ask you to practice when you download this yourself, And look, guys, I'm going to ask you too, because Dr. Anton is doing the stories of light. One of the things that we are saying to everybody in our team, and I know Andrew and Vanessa are saying the same thing to everybody in the team, just if you can commit to this session every Monday night. If you've got a new person, bring them onto the one before, or if you're just relatively new, Andrea runs a great session. She's got Rhonda supporting on that. When Vanessa's somewhere in a relatively reasonable time zone, she's running those. But Monday night, spend 1 to 2 hours just in learning. The other one that is so critical is Stories of Light on Tuesday night. Now, Dr. Anton's running that tomorrow night. It is 7 p.m., mate, isn't it? 7 p.m. your time? I think it's 7 p.m.
So
your
it's
time.
7 p.m., Eastern Standard, Australian Eastern Standard, like Brisbane,
Oh,
Sydney
Brisbane.
time.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So 7 p.m. Brisbane time, 9 p.m. New Zealand time. Come on to that. So everyone should commit to that because it's going to help you with your belief. Bring people on, help them with their belief. We have the opportunity meeting we run on Thursday. And then we have for those that want, we have it. So just those three things is really keeping you very involved and be a part of the WhatsApp Stories of Light group. If you can get hold of the session out of the States on the Sunday morning, just watch that as your leisure and pleasure. We also run a training. There's other training sessions throughout the day. Ray and I run one on sales tips and skills on Thursday night. But so long as you can just get into those three, bring new people on, even come on yourself to the opportunity meeting. You'll see it in the newsletter because it helps you explain things a bit better. All right, so
Can I just quickly add something, Chris? This is actually just a call out to everyone here.
Yeah.
If you would like to share your story tomorrow night, I'm still looking for people. So you can DM me or you can put it in the thread somewhere. But if you can get my details off things and just let me know so I know who I've got on sharing. And if you've shared before, but maybe a while ago, then it's great to hear your story or an update on your story as well. And as Chris said at the beginning, it doesn't have to be like some super amazing, profound thing, because I thought that was a good point, Chris, in that, the people who have these extraordinary stories are great, but it's hard often to relate to because it's like, oh, well, I don't have all that problem. And so people don't realize, oh, yeah, but there's just the general health and wellness benefits. And then the final thing, just to critique my own little sharing there, it's great to be reminded, and I love that little, the PDF you've sent us out, actually to say to someone, like, would that be of interest to you? Or who do you know who you think this would be of interest to sort of ask for the referrals is something I know I have to get stronger with. Just reminding myself in front of everyone.
No, and that's really good. Yeah, look, I'm glad you brought that up because Andrew and Vanessa asked me to bring that up as well. So we want 3 or 4 stories tomorrow night. There's grace for another minute. It's like 3 minutes, but we want to be. You'll be cut off after 3 minutes nicely, and I'll tell you why. Because Andrew and Vanessa, their realization is it's not so much about the great story; it's about teaching you to get your story out there quickly and succinctly. So if you can practice it in 2 minutes, and look, that pattern, I should ask you to do it a little bit before Dr. Andon, but it was like before, my friend shared this with me. I was experiencing this. Then they shared their experience. I started using them. I noticed. Now I'm finding my quality of life is so much better. Who do you know? So practice that flow. If you can get that flow into 3 minutes, but your personal testimony into 2, you're on a winner. You will capture so many people, with that. So if we could have some volunteers for tomorrow night, even if you jump in here into this meeting, say, hey, I'm happy to jump on and share, because these are an important part of what we're going to do, and we do rely on the community to support it because the community will support you, but it's really important for you to support the community by coming on. Where are we there? And coming on and sharing your story. So no, that'll be cool. Yeah, thanks, Dr. Anton. No, Connie, going to come on? Awesome. So there's a couple of others. We probably need 3 or 4 tomorrow night. And then Dr. Anton will just do a little bit either side. So again, we're keeping it nice and succinct. Probably be to the time because Dr. Anton's doing it. I'm not involved, so it probably will be on time.
Yeah.
So cool. So now we've got someone else that would like to have a little bit of a flow here. Have a go at this. A 2-minute story of life. Keep it simple. Sorry, you got this. Is somebody unmuted there? Just got a little bit of background noise.
Yeah, Chris, I was thinking about that one.
All right. Is it you? Is it? So who's that? Is that you, Ali?
It's Maddie.
Oh, Maddie. Maddie. Okay.
Since this is a training, I've written something down, and maybe this is a good spot to go, hey, you're on track or not. Is that okay?
Yeah, Maddie, do you want to come off video? You don't have to, but do you want to on video?
I think when I am off video. Let me try that again.
On video, I meant on video, not off.
You were there?
I was there. Sorry. My camera decided it's not working now. Apologies.
No. Well, you go for it. Don't worry about it, Maddie. Okay. You go for it without the camera.
Awesome. So a few weeks ago, I attended a presentation about technology I'd never heard before. I went in curious, but also skeptical. I've seen a lot of wellness products over the years, so I wasn't expecting much. As I listened, I heard story after story from ordinary people sharing their experience: better sleep, more energy, faster recovery, less discomfort. I remember thinking, could this really be true? Instead of believing the testimonials, I decided to do what I always do. I wanted to experience it myself. So I started wearing the X39 patch. Over the following weeks, I noticed I was sleeping better, had more energy, even my asthma started improving. That made me want to learn more about the technology behind it. Today, what excites me most isn't just own experience. It is that I almost didn't go to the presentation. If I hadn't, I would never have discovered something that has that has made such a positive difference for me. That's why I'm sharing it, not to convince anyone, but because if there was something that could potentially improve your quality of life, wouldn't you at least want to know about it?
Beautiful.
Very good.
Love it. And that's your personal story to date, and then that you'll grow on that. But hey, love it, Maddie. Well done. Congratulate you on that. That's a very good, very succinct. I think it was probably less than 2 minutes, about a minute and a half, which is brilliant. Yeah, no, you're right on track, Maddie. Thanks for sharing that. Anyone else would like to share? Now I know we've got some extroverted people on here that would love to jump in and share their story. Now, listen, guys, it's not a judging thing. We're in a very caring, supportive community. So don't be afraid to jump on.
Here we go. Unmute. Here we go.
I'll give it a go if you like, Chris.
Absolutely.
I'm going to time you, Murray.
Oh, come on. Are you classing me the same as Chris?
Maybe just slightly.
Murray and Margaret, a beautiful couple from Ashburton. So you go for it, Murray.
Well, I got a phone call one day from a good friend I hadn't seen for a while, and that was Chris and Andrea. And he asked me whether I still had some back issues and health issues like I used to have. And anyway, I said, yep, but I got more pressing problems at the moment. I've got a crook shoulder and 3 torn tendons in my down my arm, and 1 torn tendon this in my left arm, and a crook bursa up here. And I said, plus I've had a bad concussion. So my short-term memory's shot. And anyway, I said, right, we better catch up. Not interested in any business or whatever, because I said, I know Chris. Anyway, so we caught up. Long story short, we decided, look, we've got nothing to lose, because the doctors had already told me that my tendons were like tissue paper, and I was a complicated case. So anyway, after that, we were patching. And I actually had my sister and brother-in-law over here from Perth at the time. So that was end of September. So by end of October, my brain had switched back in, so which was fantastic. And then next minute I come out one morning after a shower, and I always shave in the shower, and I'd put my arm up to get my razor, and I started shaving, and then I thought, wow, what's happening here? So I put my arm up again. And I haven't been able to do that for 2.5 years. So I used to put it up, I'd get up so far, and have to get it, and I'll be shaving like this, keep my elbow in, because the shoulders were no good. Anyway, my pain level was about a 10, 8 out of 10 at night. It dropped down by Christmas to probably a 4 or 5 out of 10. And my memory is, lots better.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just changed our lives big time.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That is awesome, and that is a beautiful story. It's interesting how your tissues were the way they were, and it's just been able to allow it to strengthen again and come back.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're not 100% yet, but man, I can live with how they are. But I know I just don't give them a chance because I never stand still. So since I've had the able to use them again, I overuse them, but I've never ever been back to that level of pain at nights.
No.
So it means I can sleep, and I know when I do overuse them, but they're getting better and better all the time, which is fantastic. And I don't need a hip replacement now. I had a knee replacement.
Yes.
And I can run on them now. So anyway, they told me
That's another story.
Yeah, there's another story.
Yeah, that is too. Someone actually, I'm going to actually pull that out of you, just if you don't mind. So you ran back to get something one day, and someone said, "Is it you were running?" Or something? Is that how it went? Murray?
Oh,
that was on Anzac Day.
Yeah, that was on Anzac Day, and the kids were leaving, and I only noticed them across the road, and I was talking to this guy, a cocky in town here, and anyway, I said, "Oh, look, excuse me, I just want to say goodbye to the grandkids," and the kids are going. I said, "They're over the road there." And so I shot off, and I ran out across the pedestrian crossing, down the road to the car, and said goodbye and what have you. And then when I come back, I actually ran back, because I can these days. And he said, "I was watching you. You're a runner, mate. You're a runner." And I said, "No, I don't. I've never been a good runner in my life." But I said, "I can run now, only since I've been patching." So I said, "I never used to be able to once I had my knees replaced." So I said, "When I can run, I run now." Gets the heart rate up. Anyway, he said, "How do you do that?" So, this patch here.
Good on you, mate. Hey, great story. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for sharing that. Really appreciate you doing that. Let's do one more. So who else would like to come on and share?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi Lisa.
Hi there. Can't see myself. Hang on.
Oh, we can see you. We got you.
I like to see myself. Okay. No, I can't see you. Sorry.
That's all right. We got you.
Okay. I met this amazing little patch when I was actually looking for residual income, and Vanessa was letting us all know, and I thought, right, that's what I want. If I can make money by helping people, that's it. Okay, great. And I didn't expect anything, but there you go. And I just started using it. In the first week, my hair started going darker, and the aches and pains started going. But what's really amazing is the clarity of mind that's come to me. And I actually was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 11, and it has never been so clear in the past 50 years as it is now. I would actually like a critique there where I should actually stop. Do you know what I mean? How?
Oh, yeah, sure. I think the story is, look, I've had epilepsy most of my life.
Yeah.
And I was having, I don't know, look, as long as it's true, obviously, I've been having regular episodes. Since we're in the patch,
Yeah.
the frequency's either dropped or it's gone. My clarity of thought is much better. And just, yeah, and which means the quality of my life is so much better. And if you can do things like driving, which you couldn't have done before, now I can drive and so forth. So that's where I'd go with that, Lisa.
Okay, because I just I get excited. I get so excited and I want to tell everybody about it. Do you see what I mean?
Look, and yeah, I know excitement, passion works too. And look, and I think if you do get tongue-tied, Lisa, just acknowledge it. So, look, I'm sorry, I'm rabbiting on, but I'm just so excited about this. I'm just so passionate about what it's done for me. But look, the secret, I think, with anything like, and we can go a little bit over because we're just going into premium team time a little bit, and that's okay. I'm sure they'll forgive me because we're going to just take this to the next level. We're going to incorporate the business side of this in a moment. Maybe if the premium team give me a little bit of grace for 5 minutes, and we'll come back on the premium team. But I think, Lisa, the secret is practice it, but practice it out loud. So write it down, just as Maddie did. Read it out. If you read it out in your head, no matter how many times you read it out in your head, the first time you say it, you'll stumble because you're not used to hearing the words come out of your mouth. So write it down, read it out loud, and in front of a mirror is even better because then you've got to smile at yourself. But read it out 25 times. What you do, because you're reading out loud, your voice gets used to hearing it, so you don't stumble over the words. And then when it starts to come out, because if you say something, the more you say it, the more confident you are. But just read it out loud. Do it in front of your bathroom. Do it to the dog. Do it to the cat. And the more you say it out loud, the more used to you get doing it. You technically could read it word for word, and it doesn't sound like you're reading it if you've said it out loud enough times. So that is the secret. So hey, love your passion, Lisa, and you practice that. You practice that. We'll get you on next week to actually do your one, and then we'll get you on the stories of light to do your story, and I'd love to hear it. So just practice it, and it'll flow.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Love your passion, Lisa. We're going to do one.
I don't see it, so there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Look, you're on everything. Really respect that. Respect you. You've got a great story. And look, and I know if you're not used to, you can jumble with that. But like I said, write it down, read it out multiple times, and you'll be so good at it.
Okay.
And it's your story.
Sure. Yeah.
That's right. That's true.
People will buy into you.
Yeah.
Good on you. We're going to do one more.
He's loving them.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I probably should have done this a little bit earlier. I should have shut up. So have we, we'll do more of this next week. So who else would like to share one? Come on.
Okay, I'll do it, guys.
So here we go. Oh, Donald. Hi, Donald. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good, thank you. Okay. Okay, so do you want me to start?
Yep, you go, and we're timing you.
Okay. So before the patches, my knees were shot from playing AFL. My shoulders were really bad, my neck, had headaches all the time. I was introduced to the patch at a party, and since wearing them, I've been climbing mountains, doing kayaks, riding bikes, and just loving life. I've got so much more energy. I feel 10, 15 years younger, and I'm doing things that I couldn't do and wasn't doing 20 years ago. So it's just given me a new lease of life. Would you like to know some more about it, or do you know somebody else that might be interested?
Absolutely. Great. Mate, that was under a minute. So well done. Well done. Yeah, good. And that's your story. Do you know anyone else that could benefit from it, or is this something that could benefit you? Yeah, very good, mate. Very good. Thank you. All right, I'm going to do one more.
Sweet.
Promise the last one. All right, because I love that. And Donald did it so good. I'm getting in the swing of this now. I'm loving these. All right, so who else? Someone that hasn't spoken before, or somebody that has. Come on.
What about Catherine or Paul, whoever's there?
Catherine? Yeah. How would you like to come on, Catherine? Are you in a position to share? You're struggling with the internet a wee bit? I think she is, actually.
Just speaking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Or do you want us to hold back for a minute?
No, that's fine. I can do it.
Okay.
All right. So my testimony is I've had a lot of back pain. I had that for quite a few years, and then we were introduced to the patches, and I patched first day, and my back pain was completely gone. So that really surprised me, and also Paul at the time. And then since then, I've had so many different, more and more results. After 2 weeks, I had heaps more energy. I've been able to sleep all the way through the night. I used to wake up quite a few times, and now sleep all the way through. I like myself, Andrea. I didn't even know I had brain fog until it was lifted, and then my brain is getting a lot sharper and brighter, and able to think and remember so much better. So that's a little bit about our journey. So,
plantar fasciitis.
So I think that's it.
That's cool. Thank you. Thank you. And it's, yeah, sorry to put you on the spot. We probably should ask if people not eating or something. Because, yeah, no, hey, thanks, Catherine. Look, and that'll be a good story too. Just flesh that out. And, 2 or 3 minutes for, for Dr. Anton, bring in the plantar fasciitis. Yeah, that'll be cool. But we're going to be doing stories of light every Tuesday. So the more stories we can get on, the more people.
But also write it in the stories of light on WhatsApp as well. So it's really important. Just keep it short, but just if you put it in there as well, because that's really important, because then, when somebody's talking to somebody else, it says, oh, look at this lady, she had this problem, or that guy had his hip or whatever. And then, they're good to have on there.
Fantastic, guys.
Or before and after photos are good too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Before and afters are.
Well, try and find one of Chris when he was grey. I've got one of him when he had a mullet.
That'll put people right off. So Murray will remember that. Mark will remember the mullet, and so will Bruce and Denise, actually. They're probably the only ones on here that would, actually. Yeah, my mullet. Okay. All right. Hey, guys, thank you so much. We've gone 8 minutes over time. We've got to jump off and jump onto the premium team training now. But look, Andrew and Vanessa are going to run, just before you go, an all teams training, sharing what they've learned. And I'll tell you, I've got an hour, spent about an hour with Andrew this afternoon. We spent a bit of time with Vanessa earlier on as they're traveling to their hotel. But I'll tell you, they are on another level. They are just ready for the next surge. They're fired up. They've got so much to share, so much information to share. So when you see that come up, jump on it. It'll be really important. It'll probably be at a different day. It won't be one of the normal times, because the time zone doesn't quite click where they are. So, all right, team, lovely to chat. Hope it's been helpful. Go out, or you're wearing them, obviously, you wouldn't be on here. Care and share. All right, team. Bye-bye.
See ya.